Starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
स्वागतम् अद्य बुधवासरः दिनाङ्कः पञ्चविंशः Today is 25th of April, Wednesday. रघुवंशकाव्यं नवमसर्गस्यान्तः. Okay. मंगलाचरणं रामो राजमणि सदा विजयते रामं रमेशं स्मै नमः. रामान्नास्ति परायणं परतरं रामस्य दासोऽस्म्यहं. रामे चित्तले सदा भवतु मे भो राम मामुद्धर. राम रामेति रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे. सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं राम नाम वरानने. श्रीराम नाम वरानन ओन्नम इति. अथ श्री माहेश्वर सूत्राणि अयोन् Rulruk, ong, I ouch, hayawarat, lanya, nyamanga, nam, javing, garadash, jaba garadash, kapa, cha 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 tav, kapaisha, shasar, hal. Iti Mahashya Sutra. Okay. So last time we looked at this second last shlokaha. This is the Upada Bhutaha shlokaha. Upanta shlokaha. Ittham gate gataghanaha kimayam vidhattam vadhyastavetyabhito vasudhadipena edhan huta shanavataha samuniryayache putram parasum anugantamanaha sadaraha. Padachya, I think we did last time, which is Ittham gate Gatagranaha kim ayam vidhattam vadhyaha tav iti abhihitaha vasudhadipena edhan utashan vataha saha munihi yayache putram parasum anugantumanaha sadaraha. And the Tinganta Padam here, there are two of them. One is Vidhattam. Inside the quotation iti. Iti. The iti begins from Katagranaha kim ayam vidhattam vadhyaha tava. That is the iti. The first order of business when you see a iti in a shlokaha, as we know, iti is an end quote. So in English, if you see an end quote, obviously you will try to know where does the quotation begin from. So always try to identify where the quotation begins from. That could be anything. It could be a single letter. It could be the whole book also, like Iti Upanishad, and so on and so forth. So here the quotation starts from Gatagranaha kim ayam vidhattam vadhyaha tava. That's the quotation. And inside the quotation we have a Tinganta Padam. If you look at the big picture, the Tinganta Padam outside is yayache. Simple sentence is Munihi saha munihi yayache. Saha munihi yayache. Simple sentence. Simple sentence. In fact, okay, and we can even tack on the karma saha munihi edhan yayache. So kashtani yayache. So edhan has the meaning of firewood. Firewood is the meaning of edhan. So he asked for some firewood is what he asked. That's a simple sentence. Always try to get a simple sentence. That way, we don't have to stuck in all the long clauses and the adjectives and all the big compounds. Try to make it. Then you can add all the things as you want. So, okay, yayache. And the sandhi operations now, I presume we know all of them. The saha plus munihi became saha munihi. Etattadoho sulopo koranyang samase hali. 61132. Please practice all these sandhi rules. 61132. Etattadoho sulopo koranyang samase hali. So basically the etad and tad, the su pratyaha, which is of the prathama ekavachanam. So saha and esha. Sas and Ishas, they lose the sakaraha, followed by any consonant. any consonant. There are some conditions here, akoho, anyang samase, which are not common conditions. So you can forget about, make it simple. Etattadoho, sulopaha, hali. Basically make it like that. So this is when any hal follows. So this sakara here goes away. Doesn't become like namo narayana, doesn't become so munihi, becomes sa munihi. Okay, yache. Yache's form you've seen in the I hope all of you are following some of these daily posts. Okay, 1 second. Excuse me, please. Yes, can I call you back at 9 o'clock? I'm on the phone. I have this pipe outside is burst, So I think you did some work last year for us. Their pipe is burst. We should replace that small pipe outside for the you know where you did when you put the valve last year, that the small pipe is there for the sprinkler system. Yeah, take a look tomorrow morning when you come here. We'll see you tomorrow. Okay, thank you, sir. I'm sorry. Yayachi. I mean, this was already covered in the daily posts. So like all these daily posts, I hope you're following that. And you can always go and search and for similar examples. But what we had in the daily post was, I think we had a similar post. In fact, I think we also had exactly yayache. We had someplace yayache. So let me just see. I put in a document here. Yayache is similar to babhashe, which we had on Jan 5th, 2012. I think we also had yayache. I think in the comment we may have had. So dhatu is tu yachiru. Yashnyayam means to basically to request, to beg, to ask for. And anubandha lopaha, because adir ni to davaha, this two, it's itsanya, of course the ending rikara by upadeshe janunasika it. So then we have the dhatu yach, then yach plus lit, parokshe lit. So when this is the anadyatane parokshe lit. And as usual, anubandha lopaha, then this is the atmanipadi dhatuho. This is anudatta it, anudatta gnita atmanipadam, because number is datta it adam. So here it is. I'm sorry, swarita it. So it is ubhayapadi because of the sutram. Swaritagnitaha kartravipraye kriyaphale. Swaritagnitaha kartravipraye kriyaphale. Kartrivipraya kriyaphale atmanipadam, otherwise by sheshat kartriprasyapadam. So effectively it becomes ubhayapadi. So it becomes, because it has in the dhatu partaha, it has swarita it. You can either check it here, the best thing is you can check it here, tu yachiru, or you can also come to the dhatu partha over here, where it gives over here. It will give whether it's parasyapadi, atmanipadi, or ubhayapadi. So yach, dhatu yach. Here, it's ubhayapadi. Okay. Anyway, so writer has taken atmanipadam. So add the pratyaya ta, because pratham purusha ekvachanam, it's munihi yayache. And then litas tajayor eshirech, anekarchi sarvasya. And all these we commonly used all the time. Then liti dhaturanabhyasasya, abhyasakaryam, and then haladisheshaha, rasvaha, haladisheshaha, yoyache. So if you want to practice this, go back to the post on Jan 5, same as babhashe, very similar. So that. So it is pratham purusha ekvachanam lit prayogaha. So the Muni asked for, and Edhan is declared like Raman. So he asked for some firewood, sticks of firewood, and then that has an adjective to it. So now we can start putting in some pieces together. We got the basic sentence that the ascetic requested some firewood, and there's one adjective, hutashana vataha, hutashana vat pratipadikam. Of course, this is like balavat, so that which has fire. So this wood which is capable of burning, basically. So hutashana vat, and this is dvitiya bahuvachanam. As we are saying, see, hutashana vata has various choices. Could be panchami ekvachanam, shashti ekvachanam, dvitiya bahuvachanam, but it's samadhikaranam with edhan. So always look around for samadhikaranam. When you have a choice like that, if you need some help, look around for some help, and this is clearly samadhikaranam with edhan. So that's how we know this must also be dvitiya bhavachanam. Hutashana vataha, also I put some grammar for that, hutashana vataha. First I put a note over here that edha is a akaranta pullinga pratipadikam. And Panini has used this edha, has given this form edha in the Sutram 6.4.20 as a ready-made form. It's a ready-made form in the Sutram. So if you want to do some homework, you can look up this Sutram. These are given as ready-made form by the Sutram 6.4.29. Actually in Bhagavad Gita, we have the word edhas. Yathedhamsi samidhognir bhasmasat kurute jana jnana nisarva karmani bhasmasat kurute tatha. So that is edhas pratipadikam becomes edhamsi. So that is also there. But this one is edha, akaranta pullinga pratipadikam, given by 6.4.29. 6.4.29, it says that avoda edha odma prashrata himashata ityete nipatyanti. This is nipatanam. This word edha is given over here. And then we say hutashana vataha. Hutashana has agnihi. Hutam ahuta dravyam ashanam yasya saha. So one whose food is the ahutihi which is given. So that is his huta dravyam. Ahuta dravyam is his ashanam. So hutam ashanam yasya saha. It's a bahuri compound. I put the number here. It is 2228. Of course we know the number by now. 2224. Anekamanya padarthe 2224. And then of course we add the pratyam matup tadasyasti asminiti matup, and the makara of matup takes the vakara deshaha by 829. So hutashano astyasya iti hutashanavan. Very straightforward. Add the pratyam matup, which we have seen many times now, and then because this hutashana is ending in a avarnaha by 829. Madhupadhayascha motorvo yavadibhyaha. So the makara of matup becomes a vakaraha if it follows a avarnaha or a makaraha, or a term which has the avarna or makara is the upadha. So that is 829, which also we have studied many times. Madhupadhayascha motorvo yavadibhya. So barring the yavadi class, the vakara of matup takes vakara deshaha when it follows a avarnaha or a makaraha, or a term which has the makara or avarna as the upadha. So here the avarna is at the end, we have the akara at the end, so we get hutashanavat. Hutashanavatah is dvitiya bhavachanam, is samadhikaranam with edhan. And then this muni has an adjective to him. Actually there are two adjectives to him. First one is sadaraha. So this is clearly a Bahuvari compound, like daraisaha vartamanaha. So one who is with his wives. So daraisaha gantum manaha yasya saha. Daraisaha gantum. So one who wants to go with his wives. Daraha is a strange word. It is a masculine, pullinga pratipadikam, but bharyarthe, patnyarthe. It means wife, but the word is masculine. Of course, the wife is not masculine, the word is masculine. So, but it is also prayana bahuvachana antaha shabdaha. It is mostly used in the plural. Of course, in this case, I think he had only one wife, so it is singular, I guess. But daraha is normally used in the plural and masculine. It's a very strange word. It is masculine and plural. Pullinga shabdaha, prayana bahuvachana antaha shabdaha, daraha. Dara shabdaha. And of course, just like we derived in I think the previous class, sanugraha, same way you can derive this one. I put ugraha. The sanugraha we already derived just in the previous class, sanugraha, patitaha, shapaha. So I think we had in this class itself in here. Just we had anugrahena saha patitaha. We take saha, which is an avyayam, avyad apsupaha supluk, anugraha plus ta, and then the sutram is tena saheti tulya yoge, tena saheti tulya. So we can form this Bahuvari compound using the avyayam saha, and comes in Gita, to example which I give all the time. Sahayajñah praja srishtva purovacha prajapati, chapter 3 of Gita, and then also chapter, I think, 9, Jnanam, or chapter 7, Jnanam teham savijnanam, idam vakshyam yasheshataha, yajñatva neha bhuyo nyajñatavyam vashishya, chapter 7, Jnanam teham savijnanam, here it is, savijnanam. There are other examples also, but these two, savijnanam, so vijnanena saha. Okay, now vijnana saha vartamanam or something like that. You have to generally supply a verb. If a verb is not there, you have to supply a verb to make it complete. So here we have dara. We have saha. We'll make it dara. We have to make it ta. Actually, dara is bahuvachananta shabdaha prayana. But we can, in this case, I think he had only one wife, so we'll keep it as ta. Then tena sahiti tulyayoge, and then saha is the prathama nidishtam. Samas, upasarjanam, purvam. Please practice all these rules which have been doing over and over again. Then, of course, we get this supluk, this samudaya gets the prajabadika sanya, krutvita samasascha, supodhatu prajabadika yoho. And then, vopasarjanasya, this saha, optionally takes the sa adeshaha, is the upasarjana sanya. Remember one thing which we mentioned in the class many times, sarvopasarjano bahuvrihi, sarvopasarjanaha. With every term in a bahuvrihi has upasarjana sanya. So therefore the saha becomes sa. And of course akasama dirgha. This is optional. This is vikalpena. Could have been sahanugraha. Sahanugraha. Could have been sahadaraha. But actually majority of the times, most of the time this sa adesha is done. In Gita we have both examples, but we have only one example in Gita where the sa adesha is not done. That is this sahayajñah praja srishta. That's the only example in Gita where the sa adesha in place of saha is not being done. Most of the time this adesha will be done. So then we get sadaraha. So same steps as we had for sanugraha, we have for sadaraha. But then comes another compound, which is this anugantumanaha. Anugantumanaha. Now this saha is one whose mind is set to follow. One whose mind wants to follow. Anugantum, so to follow. One whose mind is set to or bent on following. And following whom? Of course we have putram. Putram anugantum manaha. Makara lopaha katam jataha. Iti prashna udbhavati. So how did the makara lopaha come? Anugantum manaha. Now in Bhagavad Gita we have the example Yoddhukama navasthita kairmaya saha yoddhavyam asmindrana samudjame. So Yoddhukama navasthitan. So that one is in chapter number 1. Yoddhukama hatvarthakama. So Yoddhukama, here it is, Yoddhukama. So 1.22. So Yoddhum kamaha yesham te. So those who desire is to fight. Yoddhukama navasthita. So there was the same thing. What happened to the makaraha over there? Because yoddhum, the pratyaya is tumun. Yoddhum kamaha. So now how do we justify the makara lopaha? There is a very, what should I say, sneaky vartikam for this, and the vartikam is like this. Lumpe davashyamaha kritye tum kama manasorapi samova hita tatayor mamsasya pachi yud ghayoho. Okay, one more time. Lumpe davashyamaha kritye tum kama manasorapi samova hita tatayor mamsasya pachi yud ghayoho. So what does this mean? This means that if I read you the English meaning of that, this is lumpet. There may be a lopaha. There should be a lopa, I guess. Avashyamaha kritye. The word avashyam, the term avashyam, I think is an avyayam, avashyam, will take the lopaha and kritya pratyaya follows. So the makara of avashyam goes to lopaha. Okay, when a potential participle follows. So, example is like, say, avashyam karyam becomes avashya karyam, which definitely should be done. Avashya karyam, avashya labhyam, that which should be cut, and so on. So this lumped avashyamaha kritye, that's one. This shloka is in the Mahabhashyam. This kind of vartikam is in the Mahabhashyam. and it has 4 parts to it. This is one. The second one is what we need right now. This is the second one. And this is the third part of it, up to here. And then comes Mamsasya from here to here. So the first part is talking about the Makara Lopaha of Avashyam, when the Kritya Pratyaya follows. And the second part is saying this Makara of Tumun. It takes Lopaha, Kama Manasorapi, Kama and Manas. So this is what we need right now. In Gita we have Kama, Yodhu Kama Navastitan, which is a Vartikam under 61144. Okay, that's the one we have to watch out for. This is a Vartikam which is tough to find, so please make a note of it. And then these forms are quite, in fact you can say Drashtu Kama, Drashtu Kamoham, I want to see. Bhuktu Kamoham, I want to eat. Anything you can do. So, so Patitu Kamoham, so I want to read. So you can, all these words are, Patitu Manaha, So in all these cases, so basically the Makara of Tuman, it takes Lopaha when followed by Kama or Manas in a compound. That's the second one. So that's what we have right now. Right now we have Anugantu Manaha. So Anugantu Manas Yasyasaha. Of course, this is a Bahuri compound, and then even though Manas is in a Pusalinga Pratipadikam, the Bahuri is Anyapada Pradhanaha, is qualifying Munihi. Munehe Visheshanam. And then that's because, therefore it becomes like Chandramas, or it becomes like Vedas. This is declared like a Sakaranta, As-anta, Pullinga Pratipadikam. And then, I didn't put all those rules in the document, but basically, Atvasantasya Chadhatoho, Atvasantasya Chadhatoho. The Upada which we have learnt many times, Atvasantasya Chad. Anuji is not here in the class today. I think her computer is not working, but this is her favorite shloka. Atvasantasya Chadhatoho. So that is the one which is here, 6414. But that's only for this Suprakriya. But the important thing is that this Makara of the Tumun has taken Lopaha by this Vartikam. Okay, we're going to finish up the Vartikam. There's 2 more parts to it. Samova, so Samaha. This is Va. This part is Va. This third part is Va. These first 2 were Nityakadi. But now we get a Va for these next 2. Next 2 is a Va. Samova Hita Tatayoho. So it becomes, so the Makara of Sam, the Pradi, Avyam Sam. So it becomes Samhita, like Samhitayam and so on. Or becomes Sahita. So the words Sahita comes from Vartikam. So Samhita and Sahita. Also Tata Yoho. So Santata and Tata. Sorry, Santata and Satata. So we have this, we have Samhita. Or we can also have Sahita. It's optional, Makar Lopaha. And same thing we have Santata, or we can also have Satata. And finally, Mamsasya Pachi, when Mamsa is followed by the Pach with the Pratyaha Yut, basically Lut or Ghain. So we can get what? Mamsa Pachanam or Mamspachanam. Mamsapakaha or Mamsapaka or Mamspakaha. So basically, the ending akara of Mamsa takes optional Lopaha. Then followed by either Pachanam or Pakaha. Pachanam or Pakaha. So we get the forms Mamspakaha, Mamsapakaha. Then Mamspachanam, Mamsapachanam. This U is the Pratyaya. Yut is basically Yut. So this is the Vartikam under 61144. This Vartikam is hard to find. Why this Vartikam under 61144? Because 144 has the word Satatya. So that word Satatya in 61144 is Satatasya Bhava Satatyam. The question comes, how did the word Satatyam come into being? And that's why this Vartikam is quoted there. So, Aparasparaha Kriya Satatya. And Satatya is formed from Satata. Now how the word Satata came? Because we know the word Santata, we don't know the word Satata. So that's why this Vartikam is required. Because it says Samova Hitatata Yoho. And in that Vartikam there are 4 parts. So first is the Makara of Avashya drops then followed by kritya pratyaya, avashya karyam, which should be done. And then yoddukamaha, gantumanaha, which we have right now, then become samhita or sahita, then santata or satata, then mamsa pachanam or mams pachanam, mamsapakaha or mamspakaha. Okay, so that is the those are the very interesting vartikam. So please make a note of it. So that's what happens in this over here. So here it is anugantum manaha yasyasaha. So what do we have? So we have the entire sentence now. So the munihi who with his wife desired to follow his son, and the son has one adjective to him, parasum, which we see in the prior class already. So parasum basically means paragataha asavaha yasmadasva yatva yasyasaha parasuhu. We see the same. This word we had in the prior class already. It's a Bahuvri compound like vidhava. So paragataha asavaha yasmadatva yasyasaha. So one whose life breath has gone away, or life breath has gone away from whom, either way. So the same this vartikam which we use all the time. Pradibhyo dhatu jasya vachova chottarapadalopaha. The word vidhava which we use example all the time. So vigataha dhavaha yasyaha sa. So purapadantargatasya uttarapadasya dhatu jasya lopo vachaha. So it becomes so paragatasava, paragatasuhu becomes parasuhu. So basically one whose life breaths have gone away. So mritam ityartaha. So what you have now, his departed son with his wife requested some firewood which was capable of burning, which had fire in it. And then now this muni has another adjective, abhihitaha. Abhihita means uktaha. So abhit is dhatu abhi plus dha, dudhai dharana poshanayoho. But this dhatu with the upasargaha abhi takes the meaning of to tell, to narrate, to describe, to tell. So comes in Gita, esha te abhita sankhye buddhir yoge timam shruno. Buddhya yukto yaya partha karma bandham prahasya. Esha te abhita sankhye 2.39 of Gita. Esha te abhita sankhye buddhir yoge timam shruno. Buddhya yukto yaya partha karma bandham prahasyasi. So here it is abhihita. So abhihita. So abhihita. What happens here is that is dhatu dudhai dharana poshanayoho add pratyakta. So dha would have been held, but here it means narrated, told, who was spoken to, uktaha. So dha plus kta, because we had the sutra nishtha as usual, taktavat, and then taktavatu nishtha. This is the bhute adhikaraha. So one who was thus spoken to, and anubandha lopa lashapatadite tasya lopaha. You get dadaterhihi. This sutra is 7442. Tadau kiti. See, once you know the dhatu, it's quite easy to get the answer, because you can look in the dhatu vritti, you can look in the kridanta rupamala. There are many places to go to. So, and of course, from the Bhagavad Gita, we already know this form, the 7442, dadaterhihi 7442, to get the form hita. And anekachis sarvasya. So what dadaterhi says, tadau kiti. Another vritti is coming from the sutra, which also we use all the time, which is Jyati Syati Masthamitikiti. That is 7-4, the Amita. So we got Jyati Syati Masthamitikiti and Dadaterhi. So ittikiti. So sorry, tikiti, tadau kiti. When the pratyaya following is takaradikit pratyaya, which right now we have, then the dha takes the hi adesha. So becomes, and of course by anekachi sarvasya, it's a sarvadesha. So we get abhihita, the gati samasa kugati pradaya, abhihita. So important to me, dadater hihi. Since who was spoken to? Spoken to what? So that's, we see how the sentence builds up now. The muni who was addressed or spoken to. By whom? Vasudha Adipendra. Remember that this is the passive form. Because Tayoreva Krityakta Kalarthaha, let's not forget that sutra. Tayoreva Krityakta Kalarthaha by 3-4-70. So he who was spoken to by the king. So Tayoreva Krityakta Kalartha is a passive form of Abhitaha. So Vasudha Adipena, very straightforward. Vasudhaya Adipena, Rajnya, by the king by the lord of the earth. Vasudha Adhipa, or the protector of the earth. Straightforward form, basically, Adhipaha is formed by Adhipati iti Adhipaha. So, Pa Rakshan is a dhatu. Adhipati iti Adhipaha. Adhipaha. So, here we use this, here's the sutram, Atashchopasargi, which comes in Ashtadhyaya in two places. This one is 31136. We have to watch out because this comes in two places. This comes also in 3.3. So this sutram is Atashchopasarge. Sutram, the pratyaya is kaha. Atashchopasarge. So what that means, if you have a dhatu ending in the akaraha and is upasargam as the upapadam, upasarga is upapadam, upasarga is upapadam, then it can take the pratyaya ka. And of course, this is the default kartari krit, 3467 kartari krit. So one who kind of oversees or protects is Adhipaha. So Atashupasarge Bade also comes here in the Striyam Tin Adhikaraha, Striyam Adhikaraha. There also we have Atashupasarge. So be careful, comes in two places. But right now we are not forming a feminine noun from an adjective. So we get Adhipa, so Upasarga is the Upapadam, and then the Dhatu is Akaranta Dhatu. Pratyaka comes in Kartarte, Kartari Krit. And then Anubandha Lopaha gets the Akara Adeshaha. And then Ato Lopa Iticha. I'm sorry. Anubandha Lopaha, the Kakara gets the Itsanya, Tasya Lopaha. And then Anubandha Lope, Akara Vashishyate, Anubandha Lope, Akaraha. And then we get Ato Lope Iticha. So Adantamangam takes Lopaha. The pratyaya following is Ajadi, Kit Nit, or it is Vichasanya of Ardhadhatukam. Human is Adhikara of Ardhadhatukam. From 6446 starts Ardhadhatukam. Sorry, Ardhadhatuke. Ardhadhatuke. 6446 starts Ardhadhatuke. So this sutram, Atolo Paiticha, is in that Adhikaraha. So if you have a pratyaya which is Ajadi, Ardhadhatuka pratyaya which is Kit Nit, or has an Idagamaha, then the Akaranta Mangam takes Lopaha. Alone test, this Akara takes Lopaha. Of course, first thing you want to do is remove the 8 letters. Before deciding whether a pratyaya is Ajadi, Haladi, Aneka, Cheka, whatever, remove the 8 letters first. Anubandha Lope Sati. And then, so we apply 6464. The Akara of Pa goes away because the pratyaya Ka, Anubandha Lope A, is Ajadi, Sanya of Ardhadhatukam, by Ardhadhatukam Sheshaha. It's a Kit pratyaya. So therefore, this Akar Lopa takes place, we get the form Adhipa. Then Vasudhayaha Adhipa. Vasudhayaha, there's a typo here. Vasudhayaha Adhipaha. Vasudhayaha Adhipaha. Vasudhayaha Adhipaha. I'm sorry. Adhipaha. Vasudhayaha Adhipaha. Sashti Samasaha. Okay, so what do we have so far now? What we have is that, so thus spoken to by the king, by the protector of the earth, and what is spoken to is in the quotation now, iti. Iti. So what's in the quotation? Now we come to the quotation. Inside the quotation, there is a separate sentence, normally speaking. So here we have, Ayam kim vidhattam. Ayam janaha. This person means I. The king is saying to the Munihi, what should this person do? Because this person means what should I do basically. So maya kim karyam. But he says, Ayam kim vidhattam. Vidha. Vidha is to kind of like vidhanam, vidhihi. Vidha is to ordain, to arrange, to prescribe. Basically means what should I arrange for you? Basically what should I do? Simply basically what should I do? So Ayam, by the way, this form Ayam, all these rules, please practice. This is Pratipadikam Itam, Idam Pratipadikam. It is Pullinge, Pratama Ekvachanam. It is, by this sutram you want to use here is Idoi Pumsi, Idamo Maha, and also Idoi Pumsi. So practice these rules, please, for homework. 721. If you want, you can go on the website and practice these. 72111 Idoi Pumsi. So Ayam Janaha, Aham Ityarthaha. Kim Vidhattam. Kim, of course, is Dityaya Ekvachanam. Kim Karyam. Kim is, Kim Karma Vidhattam. What action should I do for you? Basically, what should I do for you? What should I do? And so Vidhattam. This is Vidhattam is Lot Lakaraha. It is Prathama Purusha Ekavachanam, because now it's become ayam. What should this person do? What should this person arrange? So, and that also I put in document here. It's a straightforward form with a So here I put all this. This is just a copy paste from some post, but dhatu dudhayi dharana poshana yoho, because this is a nyit dhatu chavarga panchamaha. So for surita nyitaha kartavya praya kriya phale, it's ubhayapadi. So and then in this case it's taken atmapada pratyaha, vivaksha is lot, karti prayagaha, pratham purusha ekavachanam. So sutram is lotcha, first add the pratyaya lot, anubandha lopaha. I mean, all these steps are now quite common to we know them all the time. And then because it's pratham purusha ekavachanam, because the karta is ayam janaha, so we add the pratyaya ta. Then tita atmanipadanam tere becomes te. Then ametaha. If you want to practice these rules, please go on the website. There are many examples there. Ametaha. So this the lot lakaraha, this the ekaraha takes the amadesha, ametaha, so becomes tam. See this, you can always go here in the sutta switch here and check for all these rules. So ametaha, this is what 3, 4. Ametaha is lot ekarasya am syat. Straightforward sutram. And then kartari shab comes in there. Yotyadibhya shluhu. Then the shlau abhyasaha. And then eka chodve prathamasya becomes dha. Then rasvaha. And then shnabhyastayo rataha. This pratyatam has sanya of sarvadhatukam, because ting shit sarvadhatukam is a ting pratyaha. It is apit. Where sarvadhatukam apit becomes nitvat, that allows us to apply shnabhyastayo rataha. So this akaraha of shna and abhyastam angam, ubhe abhyastam 615, this could be abhyasta sanya. Just this akaraha at the end takes lopaha, this forward pratyaha, which is this is a sarvataka pratyaha, which is a kit pratyaha. Sorry, nit pratyaha becomes nitvat. So 6, 4, 1, 1, 2. Shnabhyastayo rataha. All this you can check all these here. 6, 4, 1, 1, 2. Shnabhyastayo rataha. 6, 4, 1, 1, 2. 6, 4, 1, 1, 2 says that anayor ataha lopo kiniti sarvadhatuke. Shnabhyastayo rataha. So therefore we have the lopa here. And then one thing to note is that the ihalya goho, this does not apply because aghoho it says. And by dada gvadap, this dhatu dha has the gusanya, ihalya goho. So this aghoho has been said. So therefore that ihalya goho does not apply over here because of the exclusion of aghoho. Ihalya goho. So let's see. Ihalya goho. Let me see. Ihalya goho. So shnabhyasto rataha itasya sarvadhatuke kiniti haladu natu goho. This dhatu has the goose, the gusanya dada gvadap. So this ihalya goho does not apply. And then of course we do the abhyase charcha. We get the dakara desha, the mahaprana becomes alpapranaha. Then dadastathoscha, letter of the bash pratyaharaha. This comes right after the ekacho basho vash jashantasya stvoho. So basically the bash, which was jaba garda dash, dakara is a bash. It takes the bash adesha when it belongs to the root, it belongs to the abhyastam, reduplicated verbal root dha, and it should be, this should be ending, the abhyastam should be ending in a dakaraha, bash letter, just letter. So I'm confusing it too much. Let me start again. Tadastathoshcha says that letter of the bash pratyahara, which is dakaraha here, of the reduplicated root dha, which is basically dad, after abhyas has been done, ending in letter of the jash pratyahara, which is the dakara. Jashmi Chaturtha Varnaha, substituted by letter of the Bhash Pratyahara, which is the Dhakar, Mahaprana, Dhakar. So basically this thing is reversing the effect of Abhyasa Charcha, basically speaking, because we had Dhaj, we made it Dad by Abhyasa Charcha, and we're putting it back to Dhad by Dadastatoscha. Dadastatoscha is a very specific sutra. It only applies to a single dhatu. This is a very general sutra, Abhyasa Charcha. This is a specific sutra. So after doing Abhyasa, when you get this Dad as the Angam, then what happens is that this Dakaraha, which is a Bhash letter, becomes a Bhash, the Mahapranaha. But when does that happen? When it is Se Dve Padante. So when it's followed by, no, Tatoshcha, I'm sorry. So Tatoshcha, when it's followed by an affix, begin with the Takaraha, which is over here, or the Takaraha, or Sakaraha, or the term Dva. So Se Dve, but also Tatoshcha. Tatoshcha. It's a complicated sutram. If you want to practice, please go and look at this sutram. So one last time. Letter of the Bhash Pratyahara, which is Dakaraha, or the reduplicated root Dha in this case, which is Dad, ending in the letter of the Jash Pratyahara, which is this Dhakara, Chaturtha Varnaha, column number 4, is substituted by the Mahaprana Bhash. So gets the Dha Adesha, Dhakara Adesha. When followed by an affix beginning with Takaraha, which is Tathoho, Anurti from prior sutram, Sakara or Dva, because remember this sutram 8 to 38 immediately follows, of course, 8 to 37, which is Ekacho Basho Bash Jashantasya Stvoho. That Stvo is coming down Anuvritti. So this becomes Takare, Takaradi Pratyay Pare, Thakadi Pratyay Pare, Sakaradi or Dva Shabdadi Pratyay Pare. So it's followed by Takara, Takaraha, Sakara, or the Dva Shabda. Dva. Okay, in this case we have Takaraha. So we have the Abhyastam of the Dhatu Dha, which is a Bhash, letter Dakar, ending in a Jash, ending in a Jash. This could be any Jash. This could be any Jash letter, but it's of course Dakar over here, because Dhatu is Dha. Then this Bhash becomes Bhash Adesha. So this Bhash becomes a Mahaprana Bhash because this Abhyastamangam of the Dhatu Dha is ending in a Jash letter, number 4. It's followed by a Takara, Takaradi Pratyaya. It could be Takaradi, Takaradi, Sakaradi, or Dvadi, Dvadi. Okay, after that we get Karicha, Dattam. Now, one question here is that this 8.4.54 Abhyasa Charcha should be Asiddha in the eyes of the Dastatoscha. But in the Sutra Dastatoscha, Panini specifically says Dadaha. The fact that he has said Dadaha means that the Vachana Samarthyat, this Dakaradesha, which has been done, the Jasha this is Siddha. Otherwise, this sutram will not apply because we have to get the Bhash in place. That only comes by Abhyasa Charcha. So we have to allow Abhyasa Charcha, this Dakara, they should become Siddha in the eyes of 8 to 38 because Panini says Dadaha. Otherwise the sutram will not. So we have to get the Dakara in place before we can apply 8 to 38, and Dakara can only come in place by Abhyasa Charcha. So therefore Abhyasa Charcha, that Jash, the Dakara Adesha made by Abhyasa Charcha, becomes Siddha in the eyes of Tadastatoscha Vachana Samarthyat. Okay, so what we have so far is that what should this one do? And Tava for you, Tava Vadhyaha, who is fit to be killed by you, basically Vadhya. This Vadhya is a Kritya Pratyaha. The Krityaha is the Adhikar which Panini runs from 3195 onwards, Krityaha 3195 onwards, and they go all the way down up to 31132. And there Panini has a sutram for the pratyaya kyap over here, and so there is. Let me look at the exact sutram over here, because vadhyaha. This is a Vartikam on 3197. 3197. I'm not this one. I'm sorry. 3197. Achoyat, not the pratyaya kyap. I'm sorry. It's achoyat. But this achoyat only apply if you have a ajanta dhatu. Under that is a Vartikam. The Vartikam says that Hanova Vadacha. Hanova Vadacha. So Hanova Vadacha. So this Han can take the pratyaya yat, the potential participle yat. At that time it gets the Vadha Adesha. It gets the Vadha Adesha. This is a Vartikam on 3197. Hanova Vadacha. Vadhacha. Hanova Vadacha. 3197. So because the sutram actually is Acho Yat, that will not apply here, because this is not a Ajanta Dhatu. But by this Vartikam, we can use the Hanova Vadacha. So become Vadhyam is an optional form. It become either Ghatyam or Vadhyam. So here we have used the Pratyaya Yat by this Vartikam, which is optional, and then simultaneously Han becomes Vadha. And then by Ato Lopaha, because this Yat has Sanya of Ardhadhatukam. Ardhadhatukam Sheshaha. This Akaranta Vangam takes Lopaha, Alontyasya, becomes Vadhya. So one more time, this is Adhikara of Krityaha, which runs from 3195 to 31132. And then in that, the sutram which is Achoyat, but under that is a Vartikam, says Hanova Vadhacha. So Han takes the Yat Pratyaya optionally. That's Sanniyogena, simultaneously, it takes the Vadha Adesha. When it takes Yat Pratyaya, it takes the Vadha Adesha. So Vadha plus Yat, then by Ato Lopaha, Ardhadhatuke, this Akara goes to get the form Vadhya. Vadhya. So Tava Vadhyaha. Tava Vadhyaha. Now remember this sutram which we have seen. So this is a passive form. Remember the sutram 3470. Tayoreva krityakta khadarthaha. Tayoreva krityakta khadarthaha. So kritya pratyayaha are used in the passive. Fit to be killed by you. Fit to be killed by you. So I am fit to be killed. So I am the object of the action. You are the doer. Now what happens is that we have this, to decide which vibhakti we should take. If we have this sutram, kartakarmanoho kriti, kartakarmanoho kriti sutram which we have seen, very important sutram. So when a krit pratyaya is used, in connection with that, the kartru or the karma takes a shashti vibhakti, kartakarmanoho kriti. But then comes a sutram which says, Krityanam kartariva. Krityanam kartariva. Krityanam kartariva. So when a kritya pratyaya is being used, then in kartari, is optionally this one takes Krityanam kartariva. Krityanam. So this is 2371. 2371. 2371. The question is that tava, the shashti in tava, it says that it says kartakarmanoho kriti iti nityam shashti prapta kartari vikalpyate. So kartari is optional. So it become tvaya vadhyaha athva tava vadhyaha. Okay, so what we are talking about here is that this tava, it has taken shashti ekvachanam. Shashti ekvachanam. Tava iti, of course, is a guna sandhi here. Tava iti, taveti, tavetya veto. So tava vadhyaha, fit to be killed by you. In English, but here we can use shashti or tritiya, shashti athva tritiya, because of this sutram which is 2371, 2371, 2371, 2371, 2371. Krityanam kartariva, because by 2365 we should have had shashti all the time. When the krit pratyaya is used in connection with that, the kartru or the karma takes shashti. Remember, of course, the Krut Adhikara starts from 3193, Krudating. Now, Krityaha is a subset of Krut Pratyaha. So then the Kartra Karma will take Shashti all the time. But the Kartra takes Shashti only optionally. Krityanam Kartariva. So it becomes Tavavadhyaha or Tvayavadhyaha. In this case, Tavavadhyaha. Okay, I think that pretty much completes. There's anything left over here. Okay, then gata grhanaha, straightforward compound. This is a stereotype Bahuvri compound. Gata grhana yasya saha. So gata grhana yasya saha. So grhana is daya. So this person who is, this is qualifying ayam. So this person who is pitiless, who has no mercy, what should he do for you? What should he do? This person who is fit to be killed by you and has no mercy, what should he do? So what should I do for you? I, who have no mercy, actually fit to be killed by you, what should I do? So gata grhanaha, let me put the document here, gata grhanaha. It is a Bahuvri compound. You see the nishtha antam padam is a pura padam, which we see all the time. The sutram is nishtha. So nishtha antam padam generally goes as the pura padam. In the Bahuvri compound, the sutram is nishtha. Not to be confused with the sutram nishtha 32102. This sutram nishtha comes in two places in the Ashtadhyayi. 2236 is talking about a urunipataha in the Bahuvri samasa. While 32102 in the bhutarthe nishtha pratyaha prayujyate. That is the difference. So in Ashtadhyayi you have the same sutram sometimes in multiple places. This is an example of that. So, and this is become the typical Bahuvri compound. Of course, in Gita we so many of them, Vikatas Prahaha, Sita Prajnaha and all that. Now the Pumvat Bhava comes by 6334. So Gata becomes Gata. So Striyaha Pumvat Bhashita Pumsakadanung Samanadhikarane Striyam Purani Priyadishu. Our famous Sutram 6334, which we spent, I think, half a class in that Sutram. Striyaha Pumvat Bhashita Pumsakadanung Samanadhikarane Striyam Purani Priyadishu. So basically the feminine adjective takes a masculine-like form. When it is in Samadhikaranam, the same, referring to the same item, which is a Uttarapadam, which is a feminine Uttarapadam, then the prior feminine adjective, it takes a masculine-like form. There are some exceptions here, which we discussed previously. So in the Gita example, Sita Prajnasya ka bhasha, Sita Prajnayasya saha. So in this for Karmadharya compounds we use 6342. But for Bahuvri is something which is not Karmadharya. If Bahuvri we have to use this one, 6334. So in the Bahuvri compound, the feminine adjective, Purupadam, it takes a masculine-like form. This is just basically the rough meaning of that sutram. So that takes, and then Grhana becomes Grhana by the Rasvadesha at the end. Because goes Triyor Prasajanas. Again, don't confuse these two. This Gata become Gata is Pumvat Bhavaha. The Grhana becoming Grhana is Rasvadesha. Why? Goes Triyor Prasajanasya. Bahuvri compound, as we mentioned many times, Sarvopasajano Bahuvrihi. Bahuvri compound, every term of the Upasajana Sanya. So this we have a Grhana, which is a term which is Upasajana Sanya, and it is at the end of a Pradipadikam. Then we're going to get the Rasvadesha. So that is 1248 Rasvadesha by Gos Triyor Prasajanasya. Gos Triyor Prasajanasya. Gos Triyor Prasajanasya. So Rasva Napumsake Pradipadikasya Anuvritya of Rasvaha and Pradipadikasya. At the end of Pradipadikam, if you have a term which is a Go Shabda, or a term which has the Gos Triyo Upasajanasya. So I'm sorry, if you have a term which is Upasajana Sanya, which is either the Go Shabda or a Stripatyanta Shabda. In this case, Grhana. Grhana is a Stripatya top at the end of it. It takes the Rasvadeshas. One more time, Pradipadikasya, at the end of a Pradipadikam. If you have a Upasajanam, Bahuvri compounds, every term is Upasajana Sanya, which should either be the Go Shabda or it should be a Shabda which has a Stripatya at the end. Then it takes the Rasvadesha. So we get, that is why this Grhana becomes Grhana. Of course, that's how we spot these Bahuvri compounds. The fact that Grhana has become Grhana points to Bahuvri compound. And then we have Itham Gate. Itham is Anena Prakarena Itham. Just like we have Yatha, Yena Prakarena Yatha, Tena Prakarena Tatha, and so on. So here the sutram really was, the 5323 was the sutram here. 5323 was the sutram, but this is an apavada for that, special for the word idam. So 5323 had prakara vachane thal pratyaya, but now we have idamasthamo. The pratyaya sthamuhu is prescribed. This is a prakara vachane. So anena prakarena is itham. So we take idam plus titya ekavachanam plus the thamu. Apavada for prakara vachane thal. And then of course we do the upadesha jananasika it. Then this samudaya gets the pratipadika sanya by kritya it's a samasascha, and then supodhatu pratipadika yoho. And then what happens is that the idam takes the it adesha. That's by 534. By 534 idam takes the it adesha. Etaitau rathoho. So the idam is followed by a repaha. It takes the eta adesha. It's followed by a thakara pratyaha, thakaraha. It takes the it adesha. So now what happens is we have the pratyaya tham following. It's thakaradi. So idam takes the it adesha. So etaitau rathoho. So basically there's two rules, which is idamasthamo, then etaitau rathoho. Etaitau rathoho. So we get the it adesha, then becomes it. Anekacha sarvasya becomes itam. The small point over here is that is why this ukara is an it. Ukara as an it is to protect the makara. So makara tranarthaha ikaraha. To protect the makara. Why do you have to protect the makara? Otherwise by halantyam, the makara would have got the it sanya. But now wait a minute, that's not quite correct, because the fact that these pratyahas, prag disho vibhakti, Panini says. So these pratyahas up to the word disha, prag disho vibhakti, gets the vibhakti sanya. So not only our ting and sup, Sutram Vibhaktischa 14104, but also these pratyaya, prag disha, up to the word dish, prag disho vibhaktihi, so up to this word dik shabda over here. So all these pratyayas get the vibhakti sanya. And then we have the nishedha, right? The vibhaktau tu smaha. The vibhaktau tu smaha. Then why are we worried about the makara getting the is sanya over here? Because the thamu pratyaya has the vibhakti sanya. It's a 531, prag disho vibhakti. And then nabhakta to sumaha should stop the sanya for the makara anyway. So what's the point of making it thamu? What's the point of making it thamu? Because even if you make it tham, it will be the same result. Because nabhakta to sumaha will stop halantyam. Now this becomes a jnapakam. The fact that Panini has put this thamu means that the navibhaktau to smaha is anityam. That sometimes there could be situations where that navibhaktau to smaha does not apply. So navibhaktau to smaha iti sutrasya anityatvam jnapyate. So this is now a jnapakam. That navibhaktau to smaha, I hope you're following this. Basically the question is that in this pratyaya thamu, why is the ukara and it? To protect the makara. But then we don't need to, there's no need to protect the makara here. There's no need for that. Because navibhaktau to smaha should take care of it. But still the fact that Panini has put the ukara tells us that navibhaktau to smaha doesn't apply 100% of the time. So this becomes an indication from Panini that navibhaktau to smaha doesn't apply 100% of the time. For example, here we have this kimot. This also has the vibhakti sanya. But this takara is an itta. This kimo, this takara is an itta. So that is why, because the navibhaktau to sumaha does not apply here, even though this has the vibhakti sanya, so that kimot, it doesn't apply here. Okay. At pratyaya. So pratyaya o is coming over here. So that is what is happening over here. So the idamas thamu, that ukara of thamu, is an indication that navibhaktau tasmaha doesn't apply all the time. Okay, then itham gate. What's that gate? That gate is pravritte sati. Gate is sati sat saptami. Sati saptami. Yasya cha bhavena bhava lakshanam. So when one action indicates the timing of another action, yasya cha bhavena bhava lakshanam. Then this special kind of saptami is used in that prior action, which indicates the timing of another action. Yasya bhavena bhavalakshanam. This is under the saptami adhikarane cha yasya bhavena bhavalakshanam. Comes in Bhagavad Gita in the first chapter itself, it comes in Sishu Dushtasu Varshneya Jayate Varna Sankaraha. Sishu Dushtasu Varshneya Jayate Varna Sankaraha. So now Sishu Dushtasu. So when the women are corrupted, then Varna Sankara occurs. So when something happens, something else happens. And then Pravritti Shastra Sampate Dhanuddhamya Pandavaha. Pravritti Shastra Sampate Dhanuddhamya Pandavaha. Rishikesham Vidam Vakyam. Okay. Stishu Dushtasu Varshneya. This is one. Dushtasu Varshneya Jayate Varna Sankara. Sishu Dushtasu Satishu. So when the women get corrupted, then Varna Sankara happens. So when one action happens, other action happens. And then Pravritte Shastra Sampate Dhanuddhamya Pandavaha. Rishikeshu Tada Vakyam Idamaha Mahipate. So Pravritte Shastra Sampate is when the descent of arrows had just started. Pravritte Shastra Sampate. It's also Sati. So what do we have here? We have this word Gate is Pravritte Sati. So Ittam Pravritte, Ittam Gate. When this had transpired, when events had transpired in this manner, Ittam Gate, Ittam Pravritte, when this scene had taken place, then this whole thing happened. So when on this happening in this manner, then the Munihi who was addressed by the king, who was spoken to by the king, that what should this one who has no mercy and fit to be killed by you, what should this one do? Then the Muni requested these sticks of firewood which had fire in them, because his mind was set to follow his departed son. Mind was set to follow to his son. His mind was set for him with his wife to follow his departed son. If you look at the translation, we did the translation last time. Let's look at the translation again one more time. Let me read it out to you. It says that in these circumstances, that is the Ittam Gate Sati. What is Kim? May this pitiless one, Ayam Nirgatagranaha, that deserves death from thy hand, is Tava Vadhyaha, do. May do is Vidhattam. Thus is Iti. Addressed is Abhihitaha. By the king, Vasudhadipeda. The sage is Saha Munihi. Begged Yayache for burning fuel. This Edhan Utashanavataha. Edhan. Desiring to follow Anugantu Manaha. His son, his Putram, in death, this is departed son. So Parasum, and whose blood pressure gone away, together with his wife, his Sadaraha. Okay. Charama Shlokaha. This is the last shloka of the 9th chapter now. Prapta Anugaha Sapadi Shasanam Masya Raja Sampadya Pataka Vipluta Dhitir Nivrittaha Antar Nivishta Padam Atma Vinasha Hetum Shapam Dadha Jvaranam Aurvam Ivam Burashihi. Prapta Anugaha Sapadi Shasanam Masya Raja Sampadya Pataka Vipluta Dhitir Nivrittaha Antar Nivishta Padam Atma Vinasha Hetum Shapam Dadha Jvaranam Aurvam Ivam Burashihi. Padacheda is Prapta Anugaha Sapadi Shasanam Asya Raja Sampadya Pataka Vipluta Dhritihi Nivrittaha Antar Nivishta Padam Atma Vinasha Hetum Shapam Dadat. There's sandhi going on here. Stoshchunashchuh is Dadat Jwalanam Aurvam Iva Amburashihi. Okay, simple sentence here is that Raja Nivrittaha Babhuva. There is no Tingantam Padam here. There is no, because Prapta Anugaha, of course, is Prathama Ekvachanam Pullinge, Sapad is an Avyayam, Shasanam is Dvitiya Ekvachanam, Asya Shashti Ekvachanam, Raja Prathama Ekvachanam. Sampadya is an avyayam. Pataka Vipluta Dhritihi is Prathama Ekvachanam. Nivritta Prathama Ekvachanam. Antar Nivishta Padam is qualifying Shapam, so it is Dvitiya Ekvachanam. Atmavinasha Hetum Dvitiya Ekvachanam. Shapam Dvitiya Ekvachanam. Dadat Prathama Ekvachanam. Jwalanam is Dvitiya Ekvachanam. And then Aurvam Dvitiya Ekvachanam. Iva is Avyayam Amburashi Prathama Ekvachanam. There is no Tingantam Padam here. Then what's supposed to be happening here is that either might be Anuvritti is coming down from somewhere here to supply something, or a participle is basically acting like a Tingantam Padam. For example, Aham Sitaha. I'm Asmi, you have to supply Asmi. I'm here, I'm staying here, I'm present here. So Aham Sitaha, you supply Asmi. So you answer from the context. So you can, so this is happening in the past. Nivrittaha babhuva. So Raja Nivrittaha, so he returned. Then Vanaditi Sheshaha. Vanaditi Shesha means he returned back from the forest. Nivrittaha. Vrit is to, comes in Bhagavad Gita many places, right? Yadgatvana Nivartante Tadhama Paramam Mama. Mama Eva, chapter 15. From many places of Gita. Nivritta. Nivritta is to return, to turn back. To turn back or to return. To desist from something. So Nivrittaha. Nivrittaha Babhuva means he returned back. Returned back. So he became one who returned back. So Nivrittaha, this is acting like almost like a verb. It is indicating a verb which is so obvious that there is no need to say Babhuva. So Nivrittaha. Okay, Nivrittaha quickly, grammar very straightforward. In fact, let me see, last look, did I miss anything here? This one. I think we got everything. Okay. Now Nivrittaha. Vrittaha. Dhatu is Vritu Vartane. Vritu Vartane. Ukara is an it at the end. Upadeshadana Nasika it. And what happens is that when you add the pratyaya, this ta pratyaya by the sutam nishtha, taktavatu nishtha. So this is bhutarthe, taktavatu nishtha. But this is kartari. Nivrittaha, because this is a akarmaka dhatu. Nivritta is to return. This is akarmaka. So always remember this sutram which you have seen so many times. So this is the three-step process which is kartari krit 3467 followed by tayoreva krityakta kalarthaha. So it's this kta pratyaya. Remember ktaktavatu are both nishtha. But among those two the kta pratyaya can be used only bhava karmano, only the passive. But then comes a very important sutram gatyartha karmaka shlisha shing sthasa vasa jana ruha jiryatibhyascha. Akarmaka dhatu. It's used kartari. Kartari cha. So nivrittaha, this is kartari. He returned. Not like he was returned on or something. And this is akarmaka dhatu. So always remember 3472, please. So the moment you use 3470, if it's a pratyakta is involved, then always check 3472. That's why this name past passive participle is not a good name. Because many times it is neither, it's not passive. It may not even be past, because as we have seen, there are a couple of rules here at the end of 3.2 which can even make it in the present tense. It's not past. So these two rules here make it let's see, kartariktaha, it makes it kartari nitaktaha, nitaktaha. This is 32187. Look at the vritti of 32187 very quickly. It's also an important sutra. That's why 32187. That's why this past participle is, even though it is the default, but it is not, doesn't work in time. So nityasya, so nit vartamani arthe kta pratyaya bhavati. Vartamani arthe. So it can come in the present tense, and also it can come many times in the active sense. And the important sutram here is 3472. So please keep the sutram in mind all the time. When you use 3470, check 3472. In this case, nivrittaha. Vritta is akarmaka, so it is going to be active voice Anubandha lopaha lashakvatadite. And this dhatu is an udit. It's also seen in prior classes by uditova. Uditova means that, first of all, yasya vibhasha. In this section of the it agamaha, there are 21 rules, ekavimshati niyamaha. So, which talk about in nishedha nishtayam. And it starts from 7 to 14, shvidito nishtayam, and goes to 7 to 34. And the important sutram there is this one, yasya vibhasha. If a dhatu allows the idagama optionally anywhere, then that dhatu will not allow the nishtha pratyaya to the idagama. And this udit dhatus, they get uditova, they allow the idagama optionally for the pratyaktva. So then such dhatus, because they have a vibhasha for the pratyaktva, they will not allow idagama for nishtha pratyaya. So uditova, this allows idagama. So remember one thing always is the idagama comes to the pratyaya, not to the dhatu. The dhatu only allows or disallows the idagama. Because udit dhatus allow idagama optionally for the pratyaktva, they will not allow idagama for the nishtha pratyaya, the yasya vibhasha. So idagama is stopped from vritta, and then nivritta is a gati samasaha kuti pradeha. And vanaditi sheshaha. Basically he returned from where? From the forest. You have to supply that. Vanaditi sheshaha. Okay, so this is a simple sentence. That Raja nivrittaha vanat. Now there is a lyavantam padam here. Sampadya. Sampadya means having accomplished. Sampadayati. This dhatu pad is almost prayana. Prayana upasarga purvaha. So this is, it almost always has upasarga with it. Like sampatti, apatti, vipatti, pratipatti, prapannaha comes in Gita, upapannaha. So many, this is always in upasargas. So sampad is like a in the causative means to accomplish, so sampadanam, to take care of, to effect, to bring into effect. So sampadanam, sampadya. So now here, this first we take dhatu pad, add the pratyaya nich is a causative sense. So pad is dhatu padagatau, and add the pratyaya nich bahetu maticha. And then chutu alantyam, then atupadaya, we get the form padi. Now padi gets the dhatu sanya by 3132, which is sanadhyanta dhatavaha. And the usual sutram is samana kritikaya purva kalya. When you have same doer doing two or more actions, then the prior action takes the pratyaya tva. And then what happens is that when you form a samasa, gati samasa, vekugati pradaya, then we get the lyap adesha in place of tva by sutram samasanyang purvek tvolyap. Samasanyang purvek tvolyap. Lyap adesha. Because now samasa has been formed. And anubandha lopaha lashakvatadite halantyam, we get ya adesha. Anubandha lope ya. And then niraniti anirada vardha dhatu ke pare ne lopasyat. You must have heard this at least 100 times in this class. So if you have a pratyaya which has sanya of ardha dhatukam and which has no idagama with it, then the prior niche takes lopaha. Remember the adhikara we just looked at today? Ardha dhatuke starts from 6446, and it runs through I think 6468ish. So 6446 ardha dhatuke, and it comes down up to here. I think 6468. So there we use sutram today. We use the sutram today. We used atolopaha today. We also used atolopetija today, and we are now using niraniti. Anirada varadake parene lopasyat. So this pratyaya is a yakaradi. It is not valadi. So one important thing for idagama is the pratyaya has to be valadi. Because ardhataka said valade. So this cannot take idagama. Therefore, the prior niche takes lopaha. We get sampadya. So this is the same doer doing two actions. We already determined the Raja is doing the second action, nivrittaha. So he must be the same doer doing the prior action. So then, shasanam sampadya. So having carried out his command, shasanam, and asya munehe. Asya means of this one, means munehe from the prior shloka. We had munihi yayache, right? Munir yayache. So asya munehe, of this munihi, shasanam sampadya, raja vanad nivrittaha. And then sapadi. Sapadi is an avyayam, tatkalam, tatkhanam, means immediately. Having immediately carried out the command of this ascetic, the king returned from the forest. Now the king has a few adjectives now. Praptanugaha. Because, so praptaha, this is one whose attendants had now arrived. Attendants had praptanugaha. So he says, anugaha first will define like turagaha. You know, like the word turagaha, which we read earlier in the class, the similar way, we will turagaha. So turagaha is turena gacchati turagaha we had, right? So this is the Vartikam on 3.2.48 which we used. Da prakarane anyeshvapi drishyate, or the Vartikam on 3.2.101 api shabdaha anyeshv drishyate api shabdaha sarvopadi vibhicharartha. So please go back to your notes and see how we form turagaha. In this case, anugaha. So anugacchati anugaha, one who follows. So instead of tura plus ta, we just use anu as the avyayam. And the same da pratyaya comes either by the Vartikam on 3.2.48 or 3.2.101. So please go back a couple of classes back and you can see all the steps there. Then by chutu, and then tehe by the Vyakhyanam. Ditva samrityadavasya pitir lopaha. So we get anuga plus anugaha. So same way as turagaha was to be anugaha, same way. Then praptaha anugaha yam atva yasya. This is a bahuri compound. Again the same stereotype bahuri compound. Look at how many of these are over here. We had one in the previous shlokaha. We have we had gatagrinaha we had. Now we had praptanugaha we have now. We also have the vipluta dhutihi. We also have the nivishtapadam. So look at how many we have here. The same type of bahuri compounds. Gata grina yasya saha. One whose pity has gone away, one who has no mercy. And praptaha anugaha yam matva yasya. So one whom the attendants have approached, have reached, or one whose attendants have arrived. So same thing, para aapko dhatu aap, para upasarga. So praptaha anugaha yasmin yam atva yasya. Then same thing here, vipluta dhritihi, one whose confidence, one whose courage was shaken. Vipluta. Vipluta means he was kind of lost. One who had lost his courage. Then there's a small thing, patakena vipluta. This is Titiya Samasa hanging on here. Patakam is papena vipluta. So the king had lost his confidence, he had lost his courage. He had lost it on account of his sin, on account of his wrongdoing. So patakena vipluta dhritihi. Yes, same compound, same kind of compound, nishthantam padam is the pura padam in a bahuri compound. So please make a note of this compound. You see many of these in many places. It doesn't have to be bahuri compound, could be karmadhari also, but looking at the context you will decide. We're not talking about dhritihi, talking about one whose dhriti is like fortitude, his stability or his courage, determination, dhritihi. So comes in Bhagavad Gita, the three kinds of trividha dhritihi, satviki, rajasi, tamasi dhritihi. So comes in Bhagavad Gita, right? Dhrityaya dharayate manapranendrikayaha yogena vibhicarinya dhritissa partha satviki yayatu dharma kamarthan. Always keep Gita in your mind at all times. So the trividha dhritihi is given by in the Bhagavad Gita. So here it is. Dhrityaya dharayate. This is the satviki dhritihi. Then comes the Rajasi Dhritihi, and then comes the Tamasi. So Dhritihi means courage, fortitude, determination, resolution. So the Raja had lost his determination, had lost his fortitude on account of the Patakam. But the basic compound, Viplita Dhriti, is same as this one. Gatagranaha, similar as Prapta Anugaha. Another one, Nivishta Padam, is qualifying the Shapam, Vinashahetum. So the Datta. So the king was carrying with him, the Datta, bearing with him this curse, which was Atma Vinashahetum. So Atmanaha Vinashaha. Simple Shashti compound, his own destruction, his own. Hetum, Vinashasya Hetuho. It's a very straightforward Shashti compound. Atmanaha Vinashasya Hetum. So Vinashasya Hetum. Then you can first make it Atmanaha Vinashaha. And in Tatpurusha compound, it goes into a bigger compound. We have discussed in the class many times. You can just take the Uttarapadam. But the Pradhanya is in the Uttarapadam. Uttarapadhana Tatpurusha. Uttarapada Pradhana. So we first from Atma Vinashaha. Then Vinashasya Hetuho. Of course, in Atman, because we have Atman plus Nyas Vinasha plus Su, within a compound, that Atman has the Padasanya, because Pratyaya Lope Pratyaya Lakshanam Suptingantam Padam, because the Pratyaya Nyas Shashti Ekvachanam came and went away by Supo Dhatu Pradipadikayoho, but the Pratyaya Lakshanam is still there. That Atman has a Padasanya inside the compound. Then we can use 827 No Lopaha Pradipadikantasya. So Atman, the Nakara at the end of Atman takes Lopaha inside the compound. Because the Atman has the Padasanya. Because the Alaukika Vigraha is what? Atman, Nyas, Vinasha, Su. We said for Shashti Tatpurusha compound by 2 to 8, Sutram Shashti. But Atman gets the Padasanya, the Purapadam gets the Padasanya by Pratyaya Vipatyakshanam Suptinganta Padam. We can apply 8 to 7, Nolapa Prajvadikantasya. And so it's a Shashti compound. So the king was carrying with him this curse, which was the cause of his own destruction. And that curse has a Bhuvri compound adjective to him. Antar Nivishtapadam. Antar is an Avyayam. So Antar Nivishtam is, we can take it like a Mayuravam Sakada Yashtis miscellaneous compound, Purusha compound is kept inside. And Padam, so one which had set its foot inside. So set inside his foot. So this Shapaha. So the king was carrying with him this curse, which is the cause of his own destruction, and a curse which had set its foot inside, which had basically entered inside. So Antar Nivishtam Padam Yena Saha Shapaha. Okay, and then finally we have the Upama Kalidasasya Iva. So Jwalanam Iva. The word Jwalana we all derived in the prior class. Please go and please take a look at your prior notes. The word Jwalana, we already derived from a special sutram, the word Jwalana. Comes in Gita. Prajitam Jwalanam. This is Jwalana. Jwalatiti Jwalanaha. So please go back to your prior class. We use the special Yuch Pratyaha at 3 to 50. Comes the Adhikara of Tachilata Dharmata Sadhukarishu, Tachilata Dharmasasta Sadhukarishu. One which habitually burns is Agni, fire, so Jwalanaha. So now comes the, here we have a, so Jwalana. Gita 11.29 in Gita. Yatha Pritam Jwalanam Patangaha Vishanti Nashaya Samruddha Vegaha. Tathaiva Nashaya Vishanti Lokas Tavapi Vaktrani Samruddha Vegaha. 11.29 in Gita. Yatha Praditam Jwalanam Patanga Vishanti Nashaya Samruddha Vegaha. Praditam Jwalanam, Praditam Agni. So here. What is Upama giving over here? Always match the vibhaktis in Upama, Upameya. So this Shapam is Dvitiya Ekvachanam over here. This Dadat is doing a nice double duty. Dehali Deepa Nyayaha. So just like the Ambu Rashi, so Ambunam Rashi is basically Sagaraha. It is a heap of water. It is a mass of water. So means is Sagaraha. So now he's Prathama Ekavachanam. So this Ambu Rashi is the Upama for the Raja. Always match the vibhaktis, please. That's what you know who's being compared to whom. Amburashi is Prathama Ekvachanam. So therefore it's an upama for Raja. While the Jwalanam is Dvitiya Ekvachanam. It's a upama for Shapam. Just like the ocean bears the submarine fire in him. Similarly, Dashratha, he carried the Shapa inside him, which was actually going to be the cause of his own destruction. Now, there's one adjective to the Jwalanam, which is Aurvam. There's some mythological tale over here that this submarine fire is supposed to have come from the Rishi Urva. So, Urva. Let me read you these comments from this Professor Devdhar. So, Aurvam is Urvasya Apatyam Puman. He is the son of Urva. So it has become, so you read this one, the comments. The poet gives a beautiful simile. Aurva is a submarine fire, also called Vadavaha. According to the legend given in Harivamsha Puranam, Aurva is the son of the sage Urva, who had gained great power by his austerities and who was requested by the gods to beget children to perpetuate his race. He consented, but warned them that his offspring would consume the whole world. So from his thigh, he created a devouring fire, which would have consumed the whole world, but Brahma assigned it to the ocean as its habitation, and the waters as its food. Urvasya munehe apatyam puman aurvaha. So that is one of the stories of Aurva. So Aurvam means basically the submarine fire. Submarine fire is the Aurvam. So just like the ocean bears a submarine fire in it, similarly this Raja, he was carrying the curse with him, which is inside him. He was carrying it without showing it. He was carrying it. So okay. So this is Aurva is this Vadavaha. So Vadavaha. Okay. Now let's look at some grammar here. So before we look at the translation, I put some grammar in this document. So first, let's see. What do we have? Okay. Anugaha, we talked about that. Turagaha, same thing. In Prapta Anugaha, we also talked about that. Prapta Anugaha Yam Atva Yasya. So one whose attendance had reached whom, or whose attendance had arrived. So one whom his attendance had reached, or whose attendance had arrived. Then we talked about Sampadya. Then Patakene Vipluta. So Titiya Samasaha. And then Dhritiriyasya. So one whose courage, fortitude was shaken on account of his wrongdoing. So Bahuri compound. Again, the Pura Padam takes this Pumvad Bhava, the same sutram. Striyaha Pumvad Bhashita Pumsakadanu Samadhikarane Striyama Purani Priyadishu. So this is an adjective. Samadhikarana with the Uttar Padam Dhritihi. Dhriti is a feminine noun. This is the adjective in a Bahuri compound. It takes Pumvad Bhava, becomes Vipluta. And then Vrutu Vartane, we talked about that. Antarnivishtam Padam Yena. Antar is an avyayam, one who had Vinasha Hetuho Shapaha. Vinasha Hetuho Shapaha. So this is a curse which had set its foot inside. Its foot inside. So that is the Bahuri compound again. Now Nivishta is Dhatu Visha Praveshane. Add the Pratyaha Nishtha Pratyaha Ktaktavatu. Nishtha Kta Pratyaha. Again the same thing, because this is a Gatyartha Dhatu. Wish is to enter. So now Gatyartha Dhatu, it can take Kartari. So one more, this sutram comes all the time. So it's going to be Kartari. And then, because this is in the Shanteshu, I said to you, please keep this sutram 7 to 10. Pasted on your wall at all times. If you're studying Vyakaranam, this sutram. Ekacha Upadesha Nudattat, and the Talavya Shanteshu. Krisha, Damsha, Disha, Drisha, Mrisha, Risha, Risha, Lisha, Vicha. So Vish is Anudatta Upadesha Dhatuhu. So by 7 to 10, Ekach Upadesha Nudattat, in nishedha, and so we get so this stops the ragamaha which would have come by ardhatukasya valadehe, and then we get vrashchaitishaha, vrashcha ityadi. If we have this talavya shakaraha, the dhatu followed by jali padante, because murdhanya shakaraha, then shtunashtuhu, vishta. And of course, nivishta is going to be a gati samasaha, straightforward gati samasaha. Then dadat, this is important. Dadat is a shatranta pratipadikam, present participle, bearing. So basically like vahan, carrying. So dadat is equivalent of carrying, bearing, Now same dhatu which you see in the previous shloka, dudhaya dharana poshana yoho. So ubhayapadi, in this case is taken a prasyapada pratyaya. And then we add the pratyaya lat, vartamane lat first. This beginning do takes the it sanya by adarinyi to davaha, 135. Ending nyakara, of course, by halantyam, tasya lopaha, vartamane lat. Then comes the krudan krut pratyaya, shatru, which is lata shatru shana chava prathama samanadhikarane. But sometimes this is prathama samadhikaranam. We remarked many times in the class that even though Sutram 3.2.124 says a prathama samadhikarane, but because the prior Sutram had lat, again Pani says lataha, then lat iti vartamane, punar lat grahanam, kvachit prathama samadhikarane pi, tasmat karana atra prathama samadhikarane, because the dhat is prathama ekavachanam. Like in Gita, Pashchan Shunvan Sprishan Jigrahan Nashtan Gachan Sopanshvasan, chapter 5 of Gita. Okay, so then we get the pratyaya shatra. This could have taken either one, but here it has taken a prasya because ubhayapadi dhatu. So it has taken a shatra pratyaya, left parasya padam tangana vatmani padam. So you could shatra or shana, both are possible here. And kartri shap comes, but then jyotyadibhya shluh. Takes a shlu elision, jyotyadikana. Shatra means the lashak patadite, upadesha jananasikait. And then we do shlau, is the abhyasa karyam, by abhyasa. Ekacho dve pratamasya, sutram shlau. And then so we get dha, and then rasvaha, abhyase charcha, become dha at. And then this pratyaya at is sanya of sarvadhatukam. Thing is sarvadhatukam. And then sarvadhatukam apit becomes nitvat. And in this one has the ubhayabhyastam. This is abhyasta sanya. This angam is abhyasta sanya, ubhayabhyastam. In this section, after the duplication, in the section of 611 to 6112, this duplication takes place. The two terms together, the duplicated term gets the abhyasta sanya. So why do we need that? Shnabhyasto rata, which we just used, by the way. We just used that sutram in the prior. Vidattam, same sutram. Shnabhyasto rata. Because we have pratyaya sanya of ardhadhatukam. It's nitvat because of sarvadhatukam apit. So then this abhyastam, the akarantam abhyastam takes lopaha. Snabhyastor ataha, the akara takes lopaha. Snabhyastor ataha. This akara goes away, becomes dadhat. Now, dadhat, when you add the pratyaya su, now you should have had what? Ugidacham sabanama sthane dhatoho, num praptaha. Parantu, nabhyasta chatu, num nishidhyate. This num agamaha does not come. The shatru does not take the num agamaha if it follows an abhyastam angam. Nabhyasta chatuho. This is a nishedha. Nabhyastat. As we spent one whole class on this, almost on these 4 rules. Nabhyastat chatuhu up to the shapshanor nityam. So these Nabhyastat chatuhu malapusakasya achiradyor num and shapshanor nityam. These two are referring to a nishedha and a vikalpaha for 7170. While these two are talking about a new nutanam vidhanam. This is praptasya nishedha. The numagama, which was already prescribed by 7170, is being stopped by 7178. 7179 being an optionality. While these two bring anumagamaha, which was apraptasya vidhana. Anyway, if you want to go and practice these rules, go on the website, and we have a whole class recorded on these 4 rules. So here, nabhyastachatu. We have abhyastam, preceding the shatru pratyaha. This is abhyastam because of ubhyabhyastam. So it doesn't, the following that shatru doesn't take the numagama. So that stops that. Then we just get, of course, hanyabhyo dirgha sutisya pruktam hal. Important thing is that, so this sakara takes lopa, but the 7178 stops 7170. So we only do the upadesha nasika it, then 6168 hanyabhyo. We use sakara lopa. Hanyabhyo dirgha sutisya pruktam hal. 6168, 6168, 6168, 6168, 6168. Hanyabhyo dirgha sutisya pruktam. Nothing special about this one. The special thing is about 7178 stopping that. Nabhyastachatu. Ambunam Rashi, Ambu Rashi, straightforward Sagaraha. Urvasya Munirapatyam Human Aurvaha. So this is the Agnihi. Urva Nyas plus And. Now here with Tasyapatyam, why can we not just use Tasyapatyam and use the Adhikara of Pragdivyato and Pragdivyato and. The reason is that Pragdivyato and will be overruled by Atainya. Atai, because we have Akaranta Pratipadikam. Removing the Adhikara of Nya Pratipadikata. And we have the Urva is Akaranta Pratipadikam. So Atai will block. This will block the Autsargika and Pratyaha, which is the Pragdivyato and. Then again Pani prescribes and by the Sutram. Here, Rishyandaka Vrishni Kurubhyascha. So following a Prajabadikam, which is the name of a Rishi, or a person of the Andaka Vrishni or Kuru clans, Kuru Vamsha, then Pratya And comes back basically. So this Urva is a Rishi. So therefore, first we can try to use the Pragdivyato And, but then Adhikara of Tasya Patyam, of course, but then Atai blocks that. E wants to come. But then again, if you have a Rishi Vachaka Pratipadikam, then Rishi Nama Pratipadikam, then in that case, And is brought back again. So that's why we need 41114, because otherwise the Atai will block the default And. And then Anubandha Lopaha. The good news about this is once you have the Pratyaya in place, Angakaram Sukaram, it's quite easy. So this whole thing gets the Pratipadika Sanya, Vipratyata Samasa, Supodha, the Pratipadika Yoho, of course, Halantyam, Taditeshvacha, Madehe, these are all common rules. And then we get Angam gets the Bhasanya, Mutadita has a subset of Swadi Pratyaha. So Swadeshvasra Namasthane 1417, but Yachibham 1418. Yaseticha is Akara at the end of Aurva goes away. And then we just add Aurva. Atmano Vinasha, Atma Vinasha, straightforward. I can also put here 8 to 7. Null Pralibadika Tasya. And then Tasya Hetuho, Atma Vinasha Hetuho, Shapaha. Vinasha Hetu, Shapaha. Okay. So let us, our Nagaraj, let me see. You there, sir, Nagaraj?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. This is only appropriate. Uchitam eva etad. Charama shlokaha. Last shloka Raghuvansha Kavyam. So last shloka of this sarga. We've been doing for so many months now. This is the last shloka in this class Raghuvansha Kavyam. So you are Adhikrita Anuvada Karaha. Okay, let us start. Let me give you the Anuvadaha. Here, see if you can connect the words. Okay, this is the. This is how this class started, by the way. This Thursday class came from this class. I mean, from the. Anyway, this is how this from the 7th, from this 9th chapter. Okay. Then.
Sapadi.
Probably understood, I think, maybe. As his attendants joined him. So, joined by his attendants.
Praptanugaha.
Praptanugaha. So, Praptaha Anugaha Yamatva Yasya. The king.
Raja.
And this immediately is this
Sapadi.
Sapadi. That then is understood. Immediately Sapadi. Did or accomplished or I think having carried out did. No, Sampadya.
Sampadya.
His is of this one is, I think,
Asya.
asya. Bidding. This command is
Shasanam.
shasanam. So asya shasanam is the command of this one, munehe shasanam. And returned is this one.
Nivrittaha.
Nivrittaha, I returned. Vanaditi shesha, from the forest. The peace of his mind all lost through sin. This is the
Pataka
vipluta dhritihi. Dhritihi. So one who's, he's saying peace of his mind, basically his courage, his fortitude, his composure, you can say his composure was lost on account. So patakena vipluta dhritihi yasya. So one whose composure was lost on account of his wrongdoing. Okay, now bearing, carrying is
Dadat.
And no numagamaha because of nabhyastat chatuho. The curse is
Shapam.
Deep graven on his heart. Is this? I think this one antarnivishta padam. I think
Antarnivishta padam.
one which has set its foot inside. Antarnivishtam padam yena saha shapaha. Which was the source, like is the cause of his own death.
Atma vinasha hetu.
Atmanaha vinashaha. Mrityuho. Tasya hetuho. As is
Iva.
The ocean is
Amburashi.
Ambunam rashihi. Bears. Let's understood this. Darat goes both ways. Beautiful Dehli Deepanyaya. See, beautiful put in the middle, exactly in the middle, he put in both. So this, see, beauty is really beautiful. In between Shapam and Jwalanam, Dadat goes exactly both ways. To Shapam means Rajaha, Shapam Dadat. Amburashihi, Jwalanam Dadat. The submarine fire is, okay. So this, I think the fire is Jwalanam and submarine is Aurvam. So Aurvam. So Urvasya apatyam paman. So the submarine fire is the Aurvam Jwalanam. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Dhanyaha vayam. Okay, so now we have the small subhashitas here. Subhashita dvayam. So dve subhashite. Let's do them and that will end this lesson. Sujano nayati vikritim parahita nirato vinashakalepi chedepi chandana taruhu surabhayati mukham kutharasya. Sujano nayati vikritim parahita nirato vinashakalepi chedepi chandana taruhu surabhayati mukham kutharasya. Okay, I mean the Padacheda is quite straightforward. Sujanaha na yati vikrutim parahita nirataha vinashakale api chede api chandana taruhu samastam padam surabhayati mukham kutharasya. So this is of course the Sandhi rules, I guess you know, which is the ing of padanta adati. Ing of padanta adati. So when you have a padanta ing followed by the akaraha, then pura prayoho ekadesha is the purva rupam ekadesha. Ing of padanta adati. Ing of padanta adati. So 9. Okay, so the tingantam padam is yati. Ya is to, you know, ya prapane thing, so na yati. Sujanaha vikritim na yati. This is also again in this language, you go to a particular state, like in Gita, klebhyam masvagam of partha. Don't go to impotency, don't be impotent. So sujanaha vikritim na yati. So a good person does not go to transformation, does not change basically, does not get transformed, does not change, does not waver. I think in this, it does not change, does not waver. But literal meaning is he does not go to transformation. This is in this language, you go to a particular state. Sujanaha, of course, is a state, is a paradi samasaha. Su equals shobhanaha janaha. Like, dushpurushaha. So here we have a simple paradi samasaha. Shobhanaha janaha. Sujanaha. Paradi samasaha. So su is a paradi which combines the sujanaha with kritim nayati. So shobhanaha janaha sujanaha. Paradi samasaha. Now we have another compound here is that. So and there is an illustration down here. Illustration down here. So these are two separate sentences. So para hita nirataha. So paresham hitam. Tasmin nirataha. So Shashti Tatpurusha compound followed by Saptami Tatpurusha compound, straightforward. So paresham hitam parahitam. So the good of others. Good of others, and one who's engaged in doing good to others. In English you would say, so paresham hite nirataha. One nirataha is ram, is to delights. One who looks forward to, who delights in helping others. So paresham hite nirataha. Nirataha ko dhatu ram. Ram is to delight, ramate. But here what has happened is here that is when you add the pratyaya, same nishtha pratyaya. So this is again, this is in the active sense. Look how many times the sutram comes, 3, 4, 72. Because again we use in an active sense. Even so 3, 4, 72 all the time. And 3, 4, 72. Nirataha is one who is himself delights, so he delights. Not that he cannot be passive, not delighted on or something, but he delights. So here, same sutram, eka chupadishanadattat, it should be on your vyakarana vittau, should be on the vyakarana wall by this time. So manteshu yama nama gama ramachatvaraha, manteshu gama nama yama ramachatvaraha. The four dhatus. So ram is one of them. So it is no idagamaha. Anunasika lopaha by A6437. Is anudattopadesha vanati tanotyadi nam anunasika lopo jalikiniti. So when you have these dhatus yama, nama, gama, rama and the hana, mana, anudattopadesha, which end in a nasal, which are these 6. And then dhatu 1, also tanotyadi nam, dhatu of the ashtama ganaha, tanadi ganaha. So all these nasal ending dhatus, they take anunasika lopa jalikiniti. So right now the idagama was stopped by 7 to 10. So we have jaladi kit pratyaha pratyakta. So sutram is 6437. Anudattopadesha vanati tanotyadina anunasika lopo jalikiniti. So this makara goes away, get rata. So nirataha is one who intensely delights in helping. So paresham hite nirataha. And now this, this something which we just had just now. Yes, chacha bhavena bhava lakshanam. We had it in the Ramumsha Kavyam just now. We had this one. Itham gate we had sati. Same thing here is that. I'm sorry. Let's finish the first half first. Vinasha kale api. Vinashasya kale api. So atmanaha vinasha kale api. Atma vinasha kale. Even at the time of destruction. The time of death, you can say. It means his own death. So a good person does not waver. Engaged as he is in helping others. So in doing good. So he's engaged in doing good to others. Even at the time of destruction. And it now comes the illustration. Chede api. So this chede is this sat saptami again. Just when we had itham gate. Same way chede sati api, even on being cut. So chede is actually, cheda is actually cutting. Even when the action of cutting has taken place. So chede api. So chede sati api. Chete sati. So remember this particular saptami, yasacha bhavena bhava lakshanam, it is when one action gives the timing of another action. So cheda is an action, is cutting. So even on the action of cutting taking place, chandana taruho, the sandalwood tree, is simple karmadharya compound. Chandana taruho, chandanascha taruho, chandana taruho. Kutarasya mukham, the edge. Mukham is really face. You can say the edge of the axe, the front part of the axe. Surabhayati, it makes it fragrant. So the chandana taruhu is like the sujanaha. Sujanaha is the just like even on being cut, the sandalwood tree, it makes the edge of the face of the axe fragrant. Similarly, so that's the illustration given to show how a good person does not waver, engaged as he is in doing good to others, even at the time of destruction. That's the shloka. Kind of surabhayati. Surabhayati is this pratyaya nichya added to create after pratipadikam. So let's look at that. That's the only difficult form in this subhashitam, is surabhayati. The meaning is kind of intuitively obvious, but here because surabhayati is surabhim karoti. Surabhayati. Now this is Gana Sutram in the Churadi Ganaha. Gana Sutram is that Pratipadikat Dhatvarthe Bahulam Ishtavacha. That means is that Churadi Ganaha means what? At 3.125. 3.125 we have Swarthe Nich, right? Nich comes Swarthe Surabhayati. 3.125. 3.125. Satyapapasha, Rupa, Veena and so on. Churadibhyo Nich. The pratyaya nichya can also be used after pratipadikam, dhatvarthe, in the sense of expressing the meaning of a dhatuhu. And then not only that, bahulam, in variety of ways, but ishtavacha means whatever angakaryam takes place when the affix ishtan follows, the same angakaryam will take place when this pratyaya nichya is used after pratipadikam in the sense of a dhatvartaha, the meaning of an action. Now, so this is like this is that pratipadikat dhatvarthe nichya tasmincha tasmimscha ishtani iva karyam bhavati. So a pratipadikam can take the pratyaya nichya when used in the sense of expressing a meaning of a dhatuhu, dhatvarthe. And when that happens, tasmishcha, when that pratyaya nich follows, then when that nich is used, then the angakaryam will be the same as when the ishtan pratyaya follows. Of course, ishtan is a completely different context, like shreshtaha, jeshtaha, so that is the superlative degree. It has nothing to do with this particular meaning here, but the angakaryam, the operation on the angam will be the same as if when ishtan pratyaya follows. Ishtan pratyaya follows. Let's see, ishtan, maybe I can give you the general section on ishtan. Ishtan comes over here in 5.3. So here it is, ishtan. Atishayane tamabishtanau is superlative degree. So you can get, tamab ish tamap. It shesh, like we says, lagu tamaha, lagishta. So it's two words. So this is a completely different meaning, but what's been said over here is when nich is added after pratipadikam to express the meaning of a dhatuhu, then in that case the angakaram will be same as when ishtan follows. In what kind of meanings does it come? Which dhatu's meanings can it be used? That is specified by the next. There are a number of Gana Sutrani. We are taking one right now, which is Tat Karoti. This is a typo here, please. Tat Karoti Tadachaste. Tat Karoti Tadachaste means that doing that or narrating or talking about that. Tat Karoti Tadachaste. Tat Karoti Tadachaste. So in this case, what do we have here? Surabhim Karoti Surabhayati. Pratyaya nich you say, so making fragrant. So making that, doing that, or describing that, narrating that. In that meaning, after pratipadikam, pratyaya nich can be used, and the angakaryam will be the same as if Ishtan is following. Okay, that's the combined meaning of these two. So this Vartikam applies to Ganasutram, I should say. Ganasutram applies to when this nich is added in the sense of a dhatu. And this one says is one of the Ganasutrani. There are others also. In which kind of dhatu artha can be used? Tat karoti tadachaste. Means doing that, or talking about, narrating, describing that. Right now we have tat karoti, surabhim karoti, surabhas. We can take the pradvedikam surabhi and add the pratyaya nich to express the meaning of making fragrant. Making fragrant. Okay? So it says taditi dvitiyantopalakshanam. So dvitiyantopalakshanam. So tat is signifying a dvitiyantam. So surabhim dvitiyantam. And so now what we do is that we have surabhi plus nich. After paradvedikam we have the pratyaya nich by this vartikam. Tat karoti tadachaste. And then what happens is that when we anubandha lopa, of course, chutu halantyam. Now surabhi gets the bhasanya. How is it bhasanya? Because the ishtas, because this it's like angakaryam is ishtavat. So just like as if ishtan is following. So ishtan, of course, ishtan is tadhita pratyaya. The nich is not. But the angakaryam will be the same as if ishtan follows. So now the ishtan is tadhita pratyaya. So which of course is a swadi pratyaya. So we have yachibham. So because it is the surabhi gets the bhasanya by yachibham, because the vartikam is bohulam ishtavaccha. Pradipedika dhaturte bohulam ishtavaccha. That's what happens. And once that happens, then of course we can use yasyeti cha. Ivaranantasya varanantasya bhasya lopa bhavati tadite ikare cha pare. So tadita pratyaya. Ishtan is tadita pratyaya. Ishtan is, even though nich is not, doesn't matter. It is ishtavat. So therefore we can now do the apply yasyeti cha. So we applied yachibham and yasyeti cha because it is ishtavat. So we get surabh plus e. And now what happens is that, can we do atopadhayaha? No, because of the achaf prasim purva vidhau. Just like we made the form kathayati, when we do katha plus nich, we do yakar lopa, havayato lopa. It doesn't become kathayati, it becomes kathayati. Because achaf prasim purva vidhau, this ajadesha, this ikaraha is an acha. In place of that we made an adesha for lopa, 64148. That adesha will act plus sthanivad bhavaha. Achaf prasim purva vidhau, 1157. It is the sthanivad adeshonal vidhau. Normally an adesha has sthanivad bhavaha, but anal vidhau. But in this case we want to give it the exact, we want to bring that same al back, the akara back. So normally we have sthanivad adeshonal vidhau, but this is a al vidhau, which is achaprasim pura vidhau. So we have done this in the example kathayati. Please go back to your notes on the website and look for the sutram, achaprasim pura vidhau. We practice that, please. So same as we do ganayati, kathayati, same thing here. Is this adesha of, which is lopa, is also an adesha, which came in place of the acha, ikaraha. That has sthanivad bhava. So that as if the ikara is still there. Under what circumstance? Purva vidhau, when operations to be done prior to it. So atopadhaya wants to come and apply and make it make the upadha akara, so surabhayati. But that will not happen. This lopaha has sthanivad bhava. This lopaha is paranimittakaha. Because of this nich, which is ishtavat, we got the ikar lopaha. So it's ikaraha paranimittaha adeshaha, that will act sthanivat. When purva vidhau, when atopadhaya tries to come and do the upadha dirghaha, then this lopaha is going to become sthanivat, like an ikara is still there. In the upadha will be only bhakaraha. So basically 72116 still sees the ikara only being there, so the sthanivat bhava. So if you want to go on the website 1157, again the same steps as kathayati. Okay, and then surabhi gets a dhatu sanya sanadyanta dhatavaha, And once you have that, just like G becomes Jayati, same way, Sura becomes Suravayati, Adha Pratyaya, Vartamani, Lat, Anubandha Lopaha, and then Pratyaya Tip comes in here, Anubandha Lopaha, then Kartari Shap, and then there's nothing special here. Anubandha Lopaha, Dashakvatazite Halantyam, then Gunadeshaha Sarvadhatukarthakayoho, Echoyavayavaha. So here, so if you want to do some homework, please go and look at these two Gana Sutra. In the Churadi Ganaha, towards the end, is Pratipadika Dhattvarte Bholam Ishtavacha Tat Karoti Tadachashte. Okay, let us stop with that. So next class we have only one Subhashitam left here now. This Yat Karotyaruchim Klesham Trishnam Moham Prajagaram, etc. So we'll do that in next class. Now the next lesson is Lung. Okay, so we are already doing Lung in the Saturday class. So please, if I can request you to please listen to that class and look at the notes of that class. So we will be following the same structure as in the Saturday class from this Sutram Lung onwards. So please, if you have time, you can listen to the class or at least look at the notes, and we will be following the same steps. Of course, we'll come back and look at the book. So we are going to start in the book in the next class after we finish the homework here by introducing the Lung Pratyaha in the same way we already done in the Saturday class. And then what we'll do is that in all these varieties of Lung that he has given, actually, if you want to get some heads up, we'll be looking at what he called the second form. So we'll be going to page 157. So next class, after we introduce Lung, we'll be going to page 157 to the so-called second form. Okay, so if you want to start from here, so please look at the Saturday class notes, and if you have time, listen to the class, because we will use the same notes. We're going to use the same notes for this class. There's no point repeating them again. So please go and look at these, and we'll start with the Lung Lakara next class. Ramo Rajamanis Sada Vijayate Ramam Ramesham Bhaje Ramena Vyata Nishachara Chamu Ramaya Tasmai Namaha Raman Nasti Paranam Parataram Ramasyada Sosmyaham Rame Chittale Sada Bhotame Bhorama Muddhara Rama Rameti Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattaliam Rama Nama Varanane Sri Rama Nama Varanana Ondamahiti. How are you doing, Vasu?
I don't know, because when I start recording it turned red on the button. It didn't do it, but last time when it happened it did record it. So I will let you know if there's a problem.
I forgot to record Vasu today.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, goodness.
Okay, why don't you stop the recording now? Did you stop it?
I did stop, but it doesn't stop. The red doesn't go. There was no red. So.
Wish you told me.
No, it might have recorded it.
Did you hit the start button? Do you remember you hitting the start button?
Yeah, I hit the start button and hit it again. It said this is the second time it's happening, so I was hoping,
Oh no, I forgot to record.
I assumed you would be recording anyway because there's nobody else. So that was my mistake.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, I guess let us. So, do you want to? Okay.
If you close it, I will know in a couple of minutes.
Okay, no, don't touch the machine when I close it. So this is our. Yeah, let's hope it has record, because unfortunately I forgot to record.
Okay.
Yeah. Next time this happens, just send me. Interrupt me next time.
Yeah.
Just give me a warning that you're not recording. I'll make sure that I'm recording. Because we might have lost this class. Okay. Anyway, this is the Bhagavad Gita, I guess. Okay, so don't touch anything. I just see it.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. Let's Pratayamahe. We'll pray for it. Nothing we can do now anyway. Okay. It's just, anyway, if it's gone, it's okay. So those who were here. Yeah. Okay. And next time it happens, just at least send me. Just interrupt me next time.
Yeah.
tell me that you're not recording, I should be definitely recording. I mean, I wanted to, it was in a hurry.
Whenever I'm the only person, you always there. So
I know I was supposed to, but if yours is not 100%, just interrupt me and say, mine is something's wrong with mine. Make sure you're recording.
Okay.
So okay. Anyway, okay. Shubharatri. Send me an email, Vasu.
Okay.
Don't touch anything right now for like at least 2-3 minutes.
Okay.
Or 5 minutes, and then
Okay.
let's hope it records. Okay, Shubhara, send me an email, Vasu, later on.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Shubharatri.
Goodbye.
The organizer has